What's going on? Eric Ninoltowski here. I'm going to be finishing up this BloodBone illustration from Fan Art Friday. Excuse me while I get my chair set up and stuff. So I'm using my new little setup here, my new little, it's a light, but it's also a holder. It's from Canvas. I got it on Instagram, and I got it set up, and so far I'm liking the look of it. The black is nice and black. The paper is nice and, clear as it can be in 720 DPI. To go 1080p, I got to upgrade. I'm not there yet, but anywho, so I wanted to give it a shot. I want to do a little recording here, and yeah, just get this finalized. Started this on Friday, so yeah, so let's do this. Thanks for joining. Hope you're doing good. It's Tuesday, and yeah, so happy Tuesday to you, and let's do some drawing. Where's my pencil? I should probably sharpen this a little bit. It's been a while. It's getting a little fat there. I want to do some light sketching for where I want to do the shadows and shading and stuff. And this, it's not the greatest sharpener in the world. Probably had this from like high school, to be honest. It's an oldie. Don't know if I'd call it a goodie though. All right, so got all the basics down, but now we're gonna do some shading. This is just for me mentally, so I can figure out where I want to put this stuff. I want to do a lot of shading, but also I want to keep some highlights in here. Keep the outer edge white so you can tell where the highlights are. So I can come in here with my eraser and just kind of pick out some areas. Actually, this eraser might actually be better for that. But yeah, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on this setup here, the lighting. So it has a light attached to it, and so I'd be interested to hear if you think it shows up nicer as far as the artwork goes, because it looks good to me, but you tell me what you think. So let's see, I'm going to build up the form here. And then I can use whiteout and stuff to pick out the veins. Lots of veins going on here. All right, let's get some shading over here. About some down here. Underneath the mask. Over here. I think that should be pretty dark and shadow under there. Usually, if you guys watch me, I just kind of make it up as I go, which is what I'm doing with the pencil, technically, but, doing it this way ahead of time, I have the opportunity to kind of tweak things beforehand rather than on the back end. This will be ground cover, so I'm gonna just kind of work on that there. It'll be black. Get some lines in the background. See, as a penciler, you have the what's it called? Can't think of the word I'm thinking of. You have the opportunity? No. You have the privilege? No. You have the unique ability to just throw lines down and just, yeah, this is how it should look. And then, you know, the inker has to make sense of it all. And like, okay, well, make that black. And they have to go in and kind of really make it look nice. Because just throwing down some lines, you know. But yeah, I don't think super duper like finalized, I guess, with my lines, you know. I kind of think like, all right, this is where this should be, and then, you know, but when I'm inking, it's kind of like, all right, this is the final line. So it's totally like a different side of my brain I'm like working with. Pencil versus inking. Inking, I'm like very like, okay, this is it. This has got to be perfect. And then penciling is like, well, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just kind of fiddling with it and going for it. I feel like this, no, that wouldn't work. He's got a huge shoulder. That's what it is. But I do think I need to make it look maybe a little better there. I'm gonna fix that. All right, so I think I'm ready to go in with the inks. Let's throw in some more lines with this guy. Let's make him more finalized. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, all right. So let's see here. Totally washed out. Much better. All right. So don't go up. Keep it low, Eric. Darn it. Drop the cap. All right. Good to know. All right. So let's draw some right here. All right. I don't want to get too crazy with this guy, but always got to keep clear in my head what's a shadow, what's an underlighting, what's just a little noodling, but gotta keep those things straight in my head so I don't get too out of control, so it still makes sense, you know what I mean? And I should probably, let's see, this will be in shadow. And a little bit here. Bust out some muscles. And this. All right, let me grab my 3, although hold on. There's still a lot of veins and stuff I need to add on here for him. I'll stay with the 5 a little bit longer. These lines are going to be thicker. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, man. That's all right. I'll go with it. The paper slipped on me. I could work with that. So basically, let's see if I can find a piece of paper here. So basically, when I'm drawing my shapes, I'm always kind of keeping in mind, you know, let's say there's a muscle. All right, that's some sort of muscle somewhere, right? So here's my shadow. This is, and it depends on the lighting, but this is pretty basic for different muscles, right? So here's a cut in the arm, right? So there's the shadow the muscle is making, and then kind of have this. This is like, you know, the gray tone, and you could do it a number of ways, but you know, so what I'm thinking is, here's this, and it's kind of going from dark to light, right? And then you got your feathering, which kind of follows the form, and then goes up like that. So that's what I'm trying to keep in my mind. As you see me noodling around and working on his arm, that's basically what I'm trying to keep in my mind. There aren't that many heavy shadows on his arm right here. It's more of like the gray tone, I guess. You know, like this simple line right here is really as much as the shadow as I'm going. He's got on these wraps on his arm, right? So I'm thinking he's not going to have that many huge shadows. But what I do want to do is just kind of show that this muscle is popping out pretty good. And then it's just kind of working in here. Someone's calling me. It's potential spam. Who would have thought? All right. So there's that. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So now this is going to be darker because it's kind of in the crevice of the arm. So I'm going to fade these out. Curving them. I'm leaving room for the vein there. And then I'm going to go back in with another round. I should keep in mind to stay very consistent with these lines. I could go back in, well, I should go back in with the whiteout and just pick out the veins just to keep the lines consistent. Because once you start skipping and trying to stop where you think the veins will be, it can throw off the pattern and it just won't look as nice. So I'm trying to keep that in mind as I'm drawing all these hatching lines and rendering. All right, now I'm going to go down to 3. Show a little break in the shading here. You got, this is skin, this is like a wrap, so I want to do something a little different so it sets it apart so it doesn't all look the same. It's thinner. All right, again, you get that kind of outer edge that's white. I'm leaving the white in there. And let's do it again over here. Keeping that consistent as I can there. Here's his elbow. Well, the inner part of the bone, I guess. So. Let's fix this up here. This can be more shadow. And then for this, let's give him some scruff. Scruff him up. And then for these lines, let's go number 2. Even thinner. And these are just shadows underneath his mask. All right. All right. Keep this similar. All right, I'm gonna go, let's see, this way. All right, and I'm gonna go this way. There we go. Just adding some more, building up the form. So now if I did this all the same thickness and line weight, like it would really just kind of come out muddy and just kind of, you know, clumpy, and you just kind of lose, I guess, the balance and lose the tone of it all. So that's why it's important, and why I try and switch up the size of the inking pen I'm using. So that way it's like you get that difference, and you get the different, you know, your mind can pick out the different shapes and forms, and it just makes more sense in your brain. Some artists just kind of, nothing changes and everything's the same, and it could just kind of throw off the overall look of the piece. And this is by no means perfect, but I'm just saying, just switching that up kind of helps. So That's just what I do. All right. Now, pretty sure I used a 5 or an 8 on this area. Let's clean this up a bit. All right, and let's see. Gonna get a little thicker there, a little chunky. Let's see. Keep in mind where the arm stops there. All right, let's get a little thicker there. Kind of got a stray line in there. Trying to hide it, but actually was originally going to make that the end of his mask, but then I was like, then I messed up and I added that line through it. So I'm like, all right, well, let me just change that and should be able to hide that a little bit. All right, so let's see here. Let's go 8. This is going to be totally in shadow. So this is going to go like this. These are going to be some veins, which I'm going to white out. So this will all be black, totally in shadow. And let's go totally in shadow. Something like that. And then let's cover that up. Dun, dun. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just kind of beefing up some of these lines, make them stick out a little bit more. Separating some of the elements, foreground, background. Closer lines, get the beefy lines. It just helps separate some of this stuff. Makes it pop more. Okay, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Not going too crazy on the mask here. Go over these lines again, make them pop a little bit more. Let's see, something over here. Let's set this apart. All right. Okay, let's fix this dude. Dun, dun, dun. All right, there's that. Almost done. This would be, let's see. There's a few things up there. Let me go with the 5 here. Or the 8. 8 will work too. I did notice with this lamp, there's a little, switch mechanism on it, and it's putting out this like low level hum. I don't know if it's going to show up on the video or not, but I could definitely hear it. So that's a little annoying, but otherwise, I like it. I think it's my first time using it. I think I like it. And then I also realized after I got it, I got the mini. So it's like a very short range extension on it, which I was not paying attention to the mini part. And it's hard to tell when you're looking at the picture, like it's not next to another one with the actual full arm. Because I have 2 arms with the full extension on it, and those are good. They have a good reach, but this is like a short reach. So I think it'll still work for my purposes, but I did have to kind of jerry-rig the base a little bit so it didn't slip down my table, because that was like a felt base, and as soon as I put it on the table, it started sliding down. So I'm like, oh man. So I had to go put some like little rubber grommet type things on it, just keep it from sliding. All right, let's do the background, white out some veins, and we should be done. All right, so in the smoke, I'm going to do thinner lines. And let's go, because this is going to pass through this. Let's make these look nice. The only thing about doing it with the French curve there is you kind of lose the just kind of maybe the natural curve that I can get just doing it by hand. I even feel like a 5 is a little too thick for the clouds. Should I do smaller? Again, just doing a different thickness and different line weight on the different areas, just kind of like, you know, helps set it apart. It's different. It's not the same. All right, let's go 8 here. It's a little rough, but hey. Scribble, 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 scribble. There we go. Let's add a few more over here. All right, now let's see here. Should I put this underneath? Just do the ground work here. Kind of get rough with it. All right. Here we go. I'm going to use white out there too, just to keep it consistent. Kind of looks a little funky if I try to do it off the marker there. That'll work. All right, so now that that's done, let me go through for the final touches. Let's get some little bit in there. Finalize the eyes a little bit. All right, connect this back here. Get them a little roughed up a little bit. dip in some veins. Make sure he's looking good. All right. I could do that all day long. That'll don't want to overdo it. Let's get some more scratches up here. Follow the form. Make them look nice and boof. And how about there we go. And then to show that this is getting darker as it goes down, these lines should be kind of fading into black more. It just kind of helps with the overall look. So fading into black, that'll pop that out more. From dark to light, always got to keep that in mind. It's always helpful. All right, and then I could really spend all day making this metal look better. I'm just kind of nicking it up and stuff, but let's call it a day. Let's go in with the whiteout, and it should do it. Okay, my Jelly Roll 10 is working pretty good. I got the 5, which is really small. I've got an 8, and that one just is not working great. The 8 is not working great. The 10, I like it. So let's go in and pick these out. And let's see here. Like that. And one more. That looks cool. Kind of like tree branches. There's going everywhere. Popping up there. Let's see here. Let's go with the 5 here. This one isn't the best either. And then, let's see. Just gotta fade this out a little bit. All right, there's that. All right, let me do the bottom. Actually, with the bottom, with the 5, I can kind of get some ground cracks going. Kind of make this look more rocky. That helps. Establish the ground. Some crackage going on there. And then let's do the lines. There we go. Something like that. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so now I'm just going to erase all my pencil lines and then just go back in for one last look. Make sure nothing else needs fixing. And that is it. Another Fan Art Friday pick done. So there you go. There you go. Let's see here. Let's see what happens if I brighten this up here. A little bit brighter. It's pretty good. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. If you think this new setup is helpful for looking at the artwork. You don't get the glare of the light, which is nice. And yeah. So interested to hear. All right, y'all. Have a great Tuesday. I will catch you soon and look for more great videos. Subscribe, like, comment on this video, and share it. I appreciate you. Take care. Until next time. Peace.